And a pleasant good afternoon and welcome to the Panther Den as we get set finally for some regular season high school and middle school sports in North Carolina. I'm George Young alongside Tony Christie, and up first it is middle school volleyball, the first ever middle school volleyball broadcast here on FPSN. They have moved it here to the gymnasium at Franklin High School, and the Macon Middle School Panthers are taking on Canton. The fifth quarter is going to begin here in just a few moments. Fifth quarter of a volleyball game. That is interesting. I've heard that with basketball, but they're going to have it here with volleyball. And Tony, kind of describe to folks that are just tuning in. A lot of people will be tuning in throughout the evening. We'll have three games for you here on FPSN. Casual fans, of course, you can only have 25 in the gymnasium, but the fifth quarter volleyball and basketball, what exactly is it?
So fifth quarter is it's designed so that no matter how many players you have on your team, the people that don't play as much as the normal starters and the people in the rotation, they'll get a chance to play, and that's usually how it's used. I coach the community travel, and I coach the mites. And I consider the fifth quarter, my third team, and a lot of coaches do that. They'll use it as, okay, you have an opportunity to get to the first team from the third team. If you're working hard, it kind of just the fifth quarter just keeps everybody, in the game because they actually get to play in the game. So it's one of those things that it's good. You can use it as a tool to motivate the bottom half of your roster, and that's what it's primarily used for. These days.
So we're just about ready for the real fifth quarter. They were just warming up there. That was the Macon Middle School Lady Panthers. They are dressed in white, and Canton, the Lady Bears, are dressed in black. And obviously, things are going to be a little different.
Yes.
With COVID-19, you can already tell. So we had some Zoom shots there a while ago. So we'll have camera folks, and we'll talk about this throughout the afternoon and into the evening, Tony. We've got camera folks that will be manning cameras periodically throughout the three games. But both teams, fans, coaches, administrators, even the officials are wearing masks. The High School Athletic Association, middle part of last week, required all athletes in competition. Normally, or in the beginning, when they first announced the rules, they did not include the athletes in competition wearing masks. But middle part of last week, they issued an edict saying that the girls on the volleyball court had to be wearing masks as well. We'll see if that extends into basketball, but that's going to be a change. Everybody in the gymnasium is wearing a mask. We are 6 feet apart, by the way.
Yes.
See how big this table is? We don't have a camera on the table because the table is so big we can't fit it in one camera shot. We're social distance.
Yes, we are.
Chairs across the way are also staggered and socially distant. Normally they're lined up, but they're staggered, as you can tell there, across the way. So, yeah, a lot of things different.
And if you notice how they're warming up right now, normally this is the part when I call dodgeball, when both teams are serving and then they're right before the game starts. But now, since COVID-19, like one team goes and they use their volleyballs, and then when they're done, the other team goes and uses their volleyball. So it's a little weird, because they're about to play volleyball with one ball. So I'm not understanding, but I guess that's for some of the precautions that they have, set in place.
Yeah, and then after this one is in the books, they will clear the gymnasium, including us. We're going to have to leave. I think I'll go grab a bite to eat.
Yes.
And then they're going to sanitize the volleyballs, the chairs, anything that is touched. They will sanitize the gymnasium. It's going to take about 15 to 20 minutes. And then they're going to bring the student athletes, coaches, and the fans will come back in.
25?
25 fans that are allowed inside the gymnasium will come back in, and we'll have the JV game. And then the final game of the night is varsity, and the same thing will happen after the JV game. So you're looking at probably around 45 minutes, I would say, between the end of this one and the JV starting and the end of the JV and the varsity starting. So we could be here till about 9 o'clock tonight.
It might get interesting.
So we're just about set to have the fifth quarter of volleyball.
And I'm not sure how fifth quarter volleyball works, but I know normally in basketball it's a running clock, so it might be to a certain number, 15.
They do have
like
10 minutes up on the clock. We'll see if it starts rolling. We don't have the clock, obviously, in our scoreboard, which there's our scoreboard. And obviously they're not playing a best of 3 here. This is the fifth quarter, but we'll see if they start rolling that clock here in just a few moments.
And they did.
They started. We do have a roster for both teams here, so we'll try to get some of the kids' names.
And that first point was by Malia Mason. Nice serve.
And if you look at the roster that I just handed you because you walked in the door about 5 minutes ago, Tony, you do see a couple 8s and a couple 6s.
Yes.
We'll determine
Okay.
who's wearing what as we go along. One of the other things that is a rule this year, working media, that is, of course, us, cannot approach the benches, cannot approach the scores table. I had to apologize, though. I had to set up our score bot. That was Alyssa Ash on the serve for Macon Middle School. They're not keeping score. And Alyssa Ash will, again, send it across the net for Macon Middle.
And for the, for the younger, when you're playing this in the fifth quarter or you're playing middle school, what you're trying to do is make sure that, the coaches are working on the fundamentals, the basics of, receiving the ball, serving the ball, passing the ball, and the fundamentals of getting where you're supposed to be. That's a big one within the volleyball. Make sure you're ready for the serve receive, ready for, getting ready for being able to block and things like that.
Now to be a point for Macon Middle. We're down to 7.5 left in this fifth quarter, and then the actual volleyball game will begin after this fifth quarter is in the books. Very quiet here. This is going to be odd, Tony.
I think everyone can hear us.
Oh, man. I feel like everybody can hear us, and even though we're way up here in the rafters.
Feels like we're at the Masters talking while someone's trying to putt.
So Alyssa Ash again will send it across the net. Missy McConnell, the head coach for Macon Middle School. Under 7 minutes left in this fifth quarter. And this is the first of a few Macon Middle School volleyball games we will have here on FPSN. The ones that we'll be able to broadcast. There'll be a couple over at Macon Middle. They were able to move it to the high school tonight because of all the high school games going on. But we will have a few more as the season hopefully continues to the very end. But as I told a couple of folks over the weekend, things change on an hourly basis in this pandemic we're living in.
Yes.
Hopefully, keep your fingers crossed and your toes crossed that we'll be able to complete the season. And serving will be Malia Mason for Macon Middle. Down to about 5.5 left here in the fifth quarter. The other thing that you will be subjected to if you are one of the 25 fans with a golden ticket, a temperature scan when you walk in the door. In fact, there's some folks right below us that are getting their temperature taken. In fact, I had my temperature taken. You had your temperature taken.
Yes.
Earlier today before we came over.
And everything's being recorded, too.
Yes.
Your temperature, name, all kinds of stuff.
If you leave the building and come back in, they document that.
Yes.
Each game, they document that. Now we're under 5 minutes left in this fifth quarter. And it is one of the number 6s that is about to serve for Macon Middle. We have 2 of them, Ashlyn McConnell and Lydia Dills. Was the roster that I was given yesterday or this morning. Just snuck in the back line.
Wow. And for middle school, a jump serve is kind of, you really don't see it too much.
I think they are discouraging high fives as well.
Yes, yes.
Don't touch each other.
You're supposed to
limit the touching.
elbow.
Elbow, there you
bump.
go.
Yep.
Yeah. One's on the other end of the back line. And Panthers again will serve. Hannah Snyder on the serve. That'll be a point for Macon Middle as we approach 3.5 left in this fifth quarter. Now I know to put a timer on our scoreboard next broadcast when we have a fifth quarter.
Yes.
As Canton checks in Erica Denton. And we'll try to keep track of some of the comments coming in. And everybody that is watching, wherever you may be. Facebook Live and YouTube Live, go ahead and share this post. We're actually going to be making 3 posts on our YouTube and Facebook, as each game will be its own entity. So if you share this post, the JV will be a different, and the varsity will be a different post. So come back to us throughout the evening. As I mentioned, we'll probably be here till about 9 o'clock with all the new cleaning rules. There should be an evening of volleyball here on the Franklin Panther Sports Network. I'm just glad that we've got some high school and
high school
middle
sports.
school,
Yes.
public school sports going on.
Yes, because private school, they're full at it.
In fact, in North Carolina, the private school volleyball, about, 3 weeks ago, they had their state champion.
Yeah, they were done.
They're done.
Yes.
Football's still going on for the private school leagues in North Carolina.
Nice.
Got about a minute left in this fifth quarter. And then
And as you watch, if you watch all 3 games, from the middle school to JV to varsity, you'll notice that, the level gets higher and higher as they go, because this is, it's a slower it's a slower pace, and they're trying to figure some things out. And you'll notice from the fifth quarter to the normal game that the pace will pick up.
That's off the hands of a Canton defender, and I believe that was off with the hands of Ella Tiller. We do welcome all the fans watching from Canton, Haywood County. Again, that's off a defender's hand. Bailey Connor off of her hands. It may do it. Make it one more serve before the time ticks down. Emma Ledford with the serve. And they do it. So down to 2, down to 1. The fifth quarter is in the books. And we'll have the actual game here in just a few moments. Clinton, what we'll do is let's take a 60-second break. Clinton Taylor back on controls, and we'll get the real game here in just a few moments. Stay with us.
Have you seen what's new at the WNC Sports Zone? Baseball and softball season is right around the corner, and they've got all the gear you'll need. Check out their unique selection of athletic apparel and custom team hats, plus walls of shoes for every sport. Got a t-shirt or hat you need designed and embroidered? Give the WNC Sports Zone a call at 828-369-6587 and let their expert staff. Have you seen what's new at the WNC Sports Zone? Baseball and softball season is right around the corner, and they've got all the gear you'll need. Check out their unique selection of athletic apparel and custom team hats, plus walls of shoes for every sport. Got a t-shirt or hat you need designed and embroidered? Give the WNC Sports Zone a call at 828-369-6587 and let their expert staff bring your idea to life. The WNC Sports Zone, open till 8 Monday through Saturday.
Watson Contracting Incorporated of Franklin is the place that Western North Carolina can trust for residential and commercial excavating. They can turn your ideas into reality. Watson Contracting specializes in highway construction, asphalt paving, storm drainage, public utilities, and commercial site development. Based off the Old Murphy Road in Franklin, give them a call for a free estimate, 828-524-5880.
Fans, welcome back. Just in time for the first serve of the middle school season opener. Canton and Macon Middle. Canton will have the opening serve as Caitlin didn't get her last name. We'll send it across, and it's a service error to begin this game. McKenna Plemons now will serve for Coach Missy McConnell and the Macon Middle School Lady Panthers. Saved out of bounds. And just couldn't get it over the net. That'll be a point for the Canton Bears.
And this is the first game for both teams, so there's going to be some nerves, obviously, because of, they've waited a long time to play, and they finally get to play.
We've got a whistle. And that'll be a point for Macon Middle School. We've got a number 7 out there, and I don't have her on my roster. Do you know who that girl
number
is?
7 is.
You know her?
No, I do not.
Okay.
It's probably one of the number 6s.
Yeah, well, that's what I would assume. We do have
Yes.
two 6s and 2 8s. Could be an 8. So Canton now will serve. Kaylin Warren serves it across. And it's a point for Macon Middle. Now we are tied at 3. Kayla Sanders. A hard serve. That'll hit the net and be a point for Macon. Callie Queen. Thank you, Nick Bouchard. I knew somebody watching
Would know.
would know. And where'd my pen? Oh, you got my
There you
pencil. All right.
That was one of number 8s. Yes.
Yes, Callie Queen. Yes. Number 7. I checked the comments real quick there.
I was going to
And
suggest
then-
that.
Luckily, somebody watching has my cell phone number and texted me. Canton now to serve. That's Aubrey. Check that. Macy Devlin will send it across. One thing that we didn't mention in the 5th quarter, I do believe they are not changing sides.
And yes, and that's
After
for
each
both.
set.
Yeah, that's for both the high school and the middle school. I believe they're staying on their side the whole time.
They don't switch benches and switch sides like they had in the past. Makes sense. As that one sneaks inside that back line for a point. Tied at 5 now.
Nice kill by Aubrey.
That'll be a service here. Canton goes up 6-5. And that one's way off the mark. Back knotted up at 6 apiece. In middle school and JV, they play just a best of 3, meaning a team could sweep the first 2 and you just play 2 sets, or you could have a deciding 3rd set. That's why it says set 1 best of 3. Now make it up 7-6. On the varsity side, it's a best of 5. These two teams are going back and forth here, Tony.
Yes.
They're tied at 7 now. And Kenna Lawing will serve for Canton.
Good pass.
That's Callie Queen
Nice.
with the kill.
So in middle school volleyball, that right there is pretty much perfect. What you want. You want someone to receive the ball, make a good pass to the setter, and then, good set for the hitter, and that was perfect right there.
That'll be a point for Macon Middle, going up 9-7 now.
That was a nice serve. Jump serve.
Kira Bowles will serve. Coach McConnell. That one is sent well over the mark, and a point for Canton. 9-8. Macon Middle, and Canton will have the serve now with Adeline Queen. It was Alden, my mistake. Alden
Nice
Queen.
pass.
Dug out nicely on the back line. Well, they can't save it. And that's a kill for Aubrey Haley.
And Michaela Sanders, she's actually been making some very nice sets for her hitters.
And Sanders did set up Haley that time. That one short of the net. Another point for Macon Middle. And they'll talk things over now in a timeout. As you see in the top of your screen, some movement. Looks like Pisgah has arrived. The visiting team of the JV and varsity side of the evening of volleyball here at the Panther Den. A lot of empty seats, only 25 fans, and I still never got the explanation as to who was determining those 25 fans.
Yes.
I haven't asked too many folks. But
I'm just glad we're not.
I don't know who has that unenviable task
Yes.
of deciding. You get the ticket tonight.
Oh my goodness, they're not even on the court.
Coach is wondering what the heck's going on here. Now, the officials will call timeout and they may reset things.
Yeah, maybe reset that.
Officials will talk. They'll just wave things off. That'll be a logical thing to do. Now they're going to get both coaches together and explain. Socially distant, of course. Dug out nicely by Plemons. And that'll be a point for Macon Middle.
Nice dunk by Michaela.
That's off a Canton defender's hand. And Macon is distancing themselves now after it was a nip and tuck set. Up now 14-8.
Nice. Good try.
Couldn't get a good angle
Yes.
on it, and it went off of her hand. It was Aubrey Jenkins on the left side. Trying to make sure we don't miss any great comments coming in. There's maybe some tips for us, like people's names. It doesn't look like we've got anything rolling in on the back line. Couldn't sneak it in. That's a point for Canton. Canton will serve. With Kaylin Warren sending it across.
Nice. Aubrey Jenkins again with a nice kill. It's pretty impressive because she's not actually the tallest, but she can get up there.
Nice serve by Michaela Sanders. That's a point for Macon Middle. Now up 17-11.
She's getting awfully close on stepping on that line. These last two have been great, great serves.
A lot of movement on them.
Yes, it's hard to return a jump serve, at the varsity level, let alone the middle school level.
Couldn't get that one over the net. Good Sanders. That'll be a point for Canton. Once again, if you just joined us, as I see the numbers continue to rise on YouTube and Facebook as folks are tuning in. Early action, we've got middle and late action, I reckon you could say, this evening. Volleyball here on the Franklin Panther Sports Network. We've got JV volleyball coming up around 5:30, I would suspect, against the Hendersonville Lady Bearcats here at the Panther Den. And then the varsity will round out the evening. They say 6 o'clock, but with all the things that they've got to do to this gymnasium, it's probably going to be closer to 7 o'clock before the varsity takes the floor.
And like we discussed last week, I don't smell any popcorn.
I know. You should have brought your own.
I should have brought mine, yes.
You have to bring your own drinks and everything now. So, also, you have to bring your own hand sanitizer. That's a requirement. We've got a whole box back here. So
okay, perfect.
If you forgot, I've got a whole box. 21-13 as Canton will serve. Chandler Lowry to send it across.
Good pass. Set. She went under. She slid underneath the net on that one for the point for the Panthers.
We'll try to describe what the calls are because it is sometimes hard to see.
Yes.
On our view, we're on the wide shot of exactly what just transpired, and that's going to be a point for Canton. And it's not like football where the official comes out and gives some type of a hand signal.
and sometimes when they do the hand signal, they do it so fast you have to be paying attention.
Yeah, and sometimes you're blocked and you can't see. That one's well off the mark, and a point for Macon Middle as we inch towards the 25 mark. We played at 25 even in the middle school level.
And like I said before, it's tough. You know, especially when you're first learning, it's tough to return the jump serve.
Set point for Macon Middle, and that's going to do it. So Macon Middle will win the first set. We will head to the second set here in just a few moments. Hang with us across YouTube Live and Facebook Live. This is the Franklin Panther Sports Network.
Have you seen what's new at the WNC Sports Zone? Baseball and softball season is right around the corner, and they've got all the gear you'll need. Check out their unique selection of athletic apparel and custom team hats, plus walls of shoes for every sport. Got a t-shirt or hat you need designed and embroidered? Give the WNC Sports Zone a call at 828-369-6587 and let their expert staff bring your idea to life. The WNC Sports Zone, open till 8 Monday through Saturday.
This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in North Carolina. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association and the North Carolina Athletic Directors Association.
Watson Contracting Incorporated of Franklin is the place that Western North Carolina can trust for residential and commercial excavating. They can turn your ideas into reality. Watson Contracting specializes in highway construction, asphalt paving, storm drainage, public utilities, and commercial site development. based off the Old Murphy Road in Franklin. Give them a call for a free estimate, 828-524-5880.
Welcome back as we head to the second set. MMS will have the opening serve. Did she hit the back line? She did. He's getting Callie Queen with the kill. And MMS will again have the serve. Macon Middle able to win this set. They'll win the match. Two quick points for Macon Middle. And again, McKenna Plemons will do the honors to send it across for Coach McConnell. And that one will be well over the line on the back end. Another point for Macon Middle.
And as you can see with the middle school, it's actually, it's pretty, they have it, it's you can definitely see what they're trying to do. They're trying to hit it to the right side for the setter. So when Macon receives the serve or the volley over, they're trying to get it to Sanders to set it for the hitters. And this is way, if you watch this game and then you watch the other ones, you can kind of see, how volleyball is supposed to be played, because this middle school team is playing perfect right now. Fundamentals, they have the fundamentals down.
Which is a good thing for your wife, Cindy. Yeah, she's, of course, the head coach of the JV team. That one's well over the back line. And a point for Canton. They're on the board first for the first time here in this second set. A lot of times on the JV level, you're working on fundamentals.
Mm-hmm. And you're working on, at the JV level, you're working on fundamentals, but it should be, at a different set of fundamentals that will get you ready for more the more advanced moves and plays and things like that.
Canton will have the serve once again. Now make it a run back in at 5-3. Madeline Queen sends it across. And another kill by Callie Queen.
And one thing that you'll hear, within the match, like you probably heard right there, as Sanders was getting the set, the outside hitter was yelling outside. Mm-hmm. So you hear the communication. You can really hear it because there's nobody in here. Yeah, it was when Aubrey went up for that kill, her momentum took her on the other side of the mid-line underneath the net.
And that's why the whistle blew. Some explanation, the official to Coach McConnell. Now we're ready for the serve by Canton. Nifty Aubrey Haley with the kill. With some hops on that one.
This middle school team's fun to watch.
Sanders serves again. Jump serve low and barely gets over that net, but it's got some movement.
Yes.
And a point for Macon Middle. Now up 4 at 8-4. Too hard on that serve by Michaela Sanders. And Canton will have an opportunity. And again, if you just joined us, the rules in middle school, similar to JV. as it's a best of 3. So if Macon is able to win this set, they'll win the match. Played at 25, just like at all levels of volleyball, including the college level.
Good play by both teams. So.
Did it hit the line? Yes, it did. That's a point for Macon Middle.
And the Macon Middle, they're actually doing some complex things too. That right there was a back row attack, and you know, you don't see that. And a lot of times in JV and varsities, you don't see that. So they're actually well ahead of the game.
That'll be outside of the back line, and a point for Macon Middle at 11-5 now. 6-point advantage, and now a timeout called by Canton. We'll take a quick one as well. 30-second break. Back right after this.
Have you visited the Franklin Golf Course lately? They have an exciting golf simulator with data to perfect your swing. Play whenever you'd like, even if it's cold or rainy. Rates are affordable, and you can bring your buddies too. Going on right now, get an unlimited simulator 4-month membership for only $200. It's a true golf experience, only at the Franklin Golf Course.
Welcome back out of the timeout. Macon Middle has the serve. And that's well on the other side of the line, near the Macon Middle School bench. Another point for Macon as they'll serve again. That was Aubrey Haley with the serve. At our angle, it's hard to get who's serving on the Macon Middle School side. We can see the number for Canton very well. (13-6) now.
Nice serve.
That was Aubrey Jenkins to serve, and that'll be a point for Macon Middle.
And one thing you notice about the Macon Middle serves, they're most of the time they're hard. Just like when they attack as well.
Their biggest lead at 9 now, at 15-6 for Coach McConnell and the Macon Middle Lady Panthers. Some discussion between the line judge and the official. And Aubrey Jenkins will serve again. That's off of Kenna Lawing's hand, and a point for Macon Middle. Now up 10, their biggest lead so far in this set. 9 points away from winning the match. That hit the rafters.
Yes.
And that'll be a point for Macon Middle.
And as you see, Aubrey Jenkins, she switched to a jump serve now. That's good. They get they're practicing things they're going to need at the next level.
Mm-hmm. Chandler Lowry sends it across the net for Canton. It's back to a 10-point advantage for Macon Middle. You can even tell this is the first game of the season.
Right.
Even in this game, you can see improvement. It's amazing. And from the first set to the second set, both teams seem to be a lot more fundamentally sound. Yeah. They seem to be hitting and serving a lot better in this second set.
Yeah, and you can usually tell because the Canton coach, he called that timeout. He was upset. So that means that what we were watching wasn't what he's seen in practice. And that's usually when you see a coach get upset so early in a game or a match, that's what's happening. The coach isn't seeing what he normally sees in practice.
We get some subs coming in for Coach McConnell here as they do it individually now.
Oh, no, that's it's always been individual.
Okay.
Yeah, they just don't.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's always. They usually you'll see it during the JV and varsity game. They'll have them stacked.
Yeah, I've seen the stack part. That's
okay.
I got you.
Yeah, that's what it is. Kind of like Pez dispenser. Yeah. One, and then the other one goes, and the other one goes.
Everything's under a microscope in the pandemic, so I thought something had changed there. Point for Canton. Now 18-9 advantage for Macon Middle. Trying to close it out here. And once again, if you just joined us, this post will end. This live stream will end. There'll be about a 45-minute window when they cleanse the gymnasium. They clear the gymnasium of fans, including us, and then they bring everybody back in for the JV. Same will go for varsity. So we will actually end this live stream, and then you can tune back in about approximately 45 minutes after the live stream ends for the JV game, and then the varsity game about the same. We appreciate you tuning in as the numbers continue to climb. Of course, only 25 fans into the stands. That is across varsity, middle school, and high school. So we are your only outlet, most of you, to watch this middle school game and then the high school game to follow. We're all crossing our fingers and our toes that we'll get to play this entire season and get into basketball. The 20th point for Macon Middle. 5 points away from winning this match. They can close it out here. Green with the serve. That's a point for Canton. They're staying in it. Queen with the serve for Canton. They'll pick up the point. (21-13). Get some more subs coming in for Coach McConnell. Malia Mason has checked in for the first time, and for Canton, Haley Henderson into the game. And it couldn't be dug out by Chandler Lowry. That'll be a point for Macon Middle. They'll get to serve here. 22-13. Dug out nicely by Plemons.
Huh?
What happened there?
He said she was in the net, but
Okay.
the ball hit the net, and then that's what hit her. So I'm not sure about that one.
Canton will pick up the point, and they'll get the serve now.
I've been trying to watch and see if, the masks are actually affecting the communication of, what everyone's doing. Because, like people, there is nonverbal communication, and now all you have is verbal because you can't see what anyone's doing with the mask. You can't whisper. You can't, make,
Can't read lips.
Read lips. You can't really, do anything, communicate like that. So what I've noticed is that especially on the Macon side, they've been communicating very well with each other verbally.
The one thing, too, that actually I think it was your wife brought up when we were talking about these masks, and if you just joined us, the High School Athletic Association is requiring even the student athletes on the court to wear a mask. That came down Wednesday of last week. Not only the communication part, but the vision.
Yes.
Because sometimes, of course, your mask can slide up.
Correct.
Could hamper your vision. That's a point. Now, it's match point for Macon Middle. There it is. So Macon Middle will win. Now they will wave at each other.
Wave.
And that'll pretty much do it. Just a very odd finish to these matches and games that we'll see this season.
Yes.
Wave at each other, and then you just disperse.
Yes.
All right. So we will take a break here on the Franklin Panther Sports Network as the middle school matches in the books. The junior varsity is coming up in just about 45 minutes or so. So you're looking at about 5:20, 5:30-ish. Tune back in to the Facebook side, YouTube side, whatever you're watching here on the Franklin Panther Sports Network. And we will have the JV versus the Hendersonville Bearcats. So we will head on out of here for a little bit. Make sure you tune back in just about 45 minutes.